can't overstate it enough. How big Jeremy's been in the last few weeks. And honestly, it's impressive to me because he had that I don't know if lull is the word, but part of the season where he was struggling a little bit, starting, got taken out of the starting lineup. AJ was obviously playing really, really well. So AJ got thrown in the starting lineup. And it's easy for guys to just kind of check out at that point. You used to being a starter, you get relegated to bench role. I mean, he was obviously still playing a bunch of minutes, but mentally it's not as hard as people think to just kind of check out the season and say, all right, whatever, man. Like, you can put me on the bench, whatever, I'm done. But he's done, a hell of a job staying locked in, and he's been huge for the last few weeks, and hit some big shots last night, had some big drives to the basket. So been very impressed with what he's done.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, just to comment on that, like that through the season, it's tough. And we know it's like when you're in a spot and come off the bench, and when you're in that bench spot, everything becomes hyper analyzed. Personally, it seems like around, and it's like, man, it's tough. It's tough. So getting in there and then finding that confidence and then stepping up and finding that best foot to put forward at this time is remarkable. So yeah, and just you could just see like Coach was just overall, like Coach was so happy. After the game the other day, it was so great. Like this joy was just radiating off the man, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's stark difference to when he walked back out on the court after the Carolina game a few weeks ago. So it's good to see him in better spirits after guys perform well.
Yes.
What were some things that impressed you this past weekend?
Just overall, like with our squad, or overall?
We do both.
Just overall, just in tournament fashion, March Madness fashion is then you got to show up to play. Like it don't matter if you're a 116 seed or a 2, whatever, dude. Like you got to be ready to play, and it is always your day. Doesn't matter what school you're at, and I think that's what the magic in the tournament is. So I like how everybody's playing. My bracket was busted earlier on. The first couple games I was out, and then but
first few hours in, I was just shredded.
I mean, no, my bracket wasn't busted. My parts of my bracket got tore up. My bracket's on point because I got Duke going the whole way. So my bracket is just fine.
We're still good there.
But just a couple little ends fell apart. But just it's been exciting and in the stories. I always like that, like the stories of the team that are getting there for the first time, or the story of the coaches that played and they're in the spotlight now. So I think that the tournament in its true spirit of competition has been great. With our guys, like you said, the UNC game, and then up in the Vatech game up in Brooklyn, we're just like, dang, like come on, man, like slap the floor, like let's go. And so what I think I was looking for in that department is shown on their encore performance. Just build these last couple games. Like I like the excitement now. I like being in that position where it's like that side talk of all these guys are first rounders now, and the season's just close, and there's distraction. And then you're in the Sweet 16 now, man. Like you focus. There ain't no side noise anymore. If there was, there's not, because it's like you're a couple games away from going to the Final Four, and that's just magical. So, and then you got a runway in front of you, which is a team that we could match up with, and that they should be looking at confidently, and then a potential rematch. So like that's exciting right there. So like that should collectively be able to bring everybody together, and coach being familiar with the space, and then. Of course, with Shire and the staff, where they're at, looking forward to next season. I think the momentum is fantastic. And the guys, and Coach breaking it down. We got two games. We got this little tournament. We got to take care of this little tournament. Don't be looking to New Orleans. We got to handle this stuff right now, which is great. I like that they're playing out in San Fran too. I think that's cool. And there's a lot of Duke fans out that way in Northern California, so I know they'll come and represent. So. I think they should. I think with everything in play right now, and we talked about with Jeremy and Mark and some of these guys and Wendell, everybody's really individually really shining, and collectively that's coming together. They're utilizing each other, I think, the most effectively they had since earlier on in the season. So yeah, this is good for you guys. Get the rest this week,
Yeah.
recharge, be ready to go.
For sure. Are some things that or what are some things you think need to improve a little bit in order for Duke to continue to advance in the tournament?
Guys get to the rim too quick. Yeah, that's it right there. I think that's been a thorn all season, is guys' ability to finish at the bucket. Guys' ability offensively, like we're on defense, for them to finish at the rim. I think too much, considering we got Mark in there. We need some other guys stepping in there, with Trevor up in there digging in. Our help side's got to be able to get in there where we're making them pass out a little bit more, and then making those adjustments on the active screen and rolls around the around the 3-point line. Like for us having to go into switching for a lot of those, like, just, man, there's got to be a cerebral moment where it's like, Dre, we got to figure this out, man.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here? Okay, I know am I going to push up? You going under? How are we going to stop this? Because we could. It just takes us once, and we're going to figure it out. And that needs to happen. I think that is happening organically now. Again, just the last couple of games, it seems like that's settling. But those two areas right there, because you don't want a confident 3-point shooting team like just jacking it from a couple feet beyond where you kind of want them shooting it. That's not a good thing. So especially at this time. So we got to lock that down.
Yeah, I thought it was there was a segment in the game against Michigan State where they were running a bunch of pick and rolls, which they should, because we've been struggling against it. But when Jeremy was on the ball, he was doing a really good job of just not being screened. And that's the best way to defend it. If there's no screen, then there's there's nothing can happen. He did a really good job. I mean, it was one possession where he just fought over like 3 straight screens. And then, Mark doesn't really have to do anything. So, I mean, if everyone can kind of adopt his philosophy of I'll just guard the pick and roll myself, that'd be nice.
Yes, yeah, and that's like, I think that whole shift in his confidence, like you could see, you could feel it all around the court when he's out there, and that's a great point, a great aspect of his game to highlight right now is that it's his ability to read that screen now, make that adjustment, and let's get on. And that's league mentality right there, because it's like whatever you need to do, whatever coach puts in play, and you got to check Harden. You ultimately, Dre, have to check Harden. So you got to figure out how you're going to do that, and he's going to be crafty as hell. And there's nothing really in practice any kind of drill you can go over.
No.
So that on court adjustment, like, and be able to do that is profound, because that has been a thorn for us these last couple of games. So yeah, him be able to do that on his own, make that adjustment, will be profoundly important here in these next 2 games.
For sure. So looking forward, we got Texas Tech. I believe it's Thursday afternoon. What are you expecting from that game?
I think we need to come out and just focus on us.
Yeah. Like,
for real. Like, these guys are coming playing. Let's get out there. Let's get going early. A couple of those areas right there were just defensive points, but I think running the ball through Mark a little bit opens up the offense. Paolo was stepping in and shooting those threes. They were comfortable. They weren't bailout threes. They were like, this is a shot I'm looking for right now.
Yeah.
And so that was comfortable. So I think really at this point we got to focus on our Duke game, because it's going to be, how it is. Like, Gonzaga's right there, and they're going to be in the same building when you play that night. Either what is it? They play the game afterwards. So so
either before or after.
Maybe before, yeah. So like, that's all going on. So you really got to stay, and we got the best staff to prepare the guys for this, but focus on that moment and getting started right and doing the things they do to win games and getting off. I think that's a huge component of it. I like the natural build on the court. I think that momentum's going to carry, and I don't think we need to make. I think we just got to keep progressing the way we are and find themselves, but. That preparation to stay on that 40 minutes right there and keep it on that night, and just keep it on Tech would be the most challenging, because Gonzaga, like I said, Gonzaga's right there, and you know what I mean. So you got to get past this game, so you can't have any letdowns.
Yeah. I got to watch Texas Tech Big 12 championship or Big 12 tournament. Played Oklahoma, so I got to see him in person. They're big on the wings. The point guards like 6'6". Lots of big, strong guys. So it'll be a physical game. Watching the end of their Notre Dame game, it was very physical. It's one of those teams where they foul every possession, so it can't get called. All of them can't get called, so we're gonna have to bring our hard hats and be ready for a real physical one. Yeah, I think.
Well, that's good, man. If you got the fouls, you know how to use them right. Yeah, I love that. I got a nephew right now. He's playing and he's getting pretty good and he's playing well. And but yeah, learning how to like, oh man, like hey, that wasn't me versus
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
nah, that was me. You right there, like you know what I mean? Like I was never a foul prone guy. So like when I fouled people, like it was usually there was a couple of these hands up, but I always could use a couple intentionally.
Yeah.
And that's great. And that's hard to do when you got depending on how deep your bench is. Guys have that confidence that they can get aggressive with their defense and maybe pick one up and keep playing aggressively. So I think that mentality, like we're on that right now. Like we're kind of like, all right, okay, cool, let's go. So again, like having that be focused on this game right here and coming, and I think that's the big one right there, and getting that rest, man, before that. Heading west, make sure you get that sleeping down before you get there.